Today's topic for discussion is eradication for the management of plant diseases. Let us see all the details of eradication. Eradication involves elimination of the pathogen from infected areas. There are several methods of eradication of pathogen which are commonly used by the farmers, and these measures primarily aimed to disturb the infection chain by starving the pathogen or by removing the inoculum potential from the field. For this purpose, knowledge of complete life cycle of pathogen is essential. The operation method for eradication may vary considerably. That depends on the occurrence, severity of disease, growth stages of the pathogen. Next. Eradication of pathogen or destruction of pathogen is attempted by following methods. There are different methods used for the eradication purpose for destruction of the pathogen. Okay, number 1, crop rotation. Number 2, roguing. Number 3, eradication of collateral host. Number 4, field sanitation. Next, seed treatment, addition of organic material, dry heat or steam treatment, hot water treatment, biological control, hyperparasitism, soil treatment, entomogenous fungi, use of entomogenous fungi, chemical treatment. These are the different methods for used in eradication to eradicate the pathogen from the field. Let us see the details of crop rotation. There are numerous plant pathogens survive in soil. For example, fusarium, which occurs in soil that causes wilt disease of pigeon pea. Verticillium, one more pathogen that causes wilt disease of cotton, it also occurs in soil. Leaf spot of tomato, which is caused by Alternaria, that pathogen also occurs in soil on infected plant material. Cercospora, which causes leaf spot diseases of many medicinal plants and forest plant, that also occurs on plant debris, infected plant debris which occur in soil. Sometimes the pathogen can be eliminated by sowing no host crop plant for 3 to 4 years. The obligate plant pathogens can be completely controlled by crop rotation method. In case of facultative parasite, when the pathogen can survive on dead organic matter for longer duration, the crop rotation in such case can reduce disease intensity for some extent, but it cannot be controlled completely. The soil containing large number of pathogenic genera and that is termed as sick soil, such type of soil in which many plant pathogens are present, that soil is known as sick soil. Soil sickness increases if we have sown the same crop for year after year. Next, roguing. Concept of roguing for eradication of the pathogen. The careful removal and destruction of infected organ of host plant is termed as roguing. The roguing in very early stage of disease occurrence is highly effective. Okay, roguing restricts the wide dissemination of the pathogen. Roguing is effective in disease like leaf spot, loose spot diseases of cereals, red rot disease of sugarcane, green ear disease of bajra, wilt of pigeon pea, ergot of bajra, many viral diseases, Panama disease of banana, etc. In such type of diseases, roguing has found effective. The roguing is also effectively seen in the diseases of plant caused by angiospermic parasites like Cuscuta and Loranthus species. These are two angiospermic plants which are parasitic on plants and which occur on wood yielding trees genera. Next. Sanitation is one more method used to eradicate the pathogen. Sanitation include all the activities which help in reduction of the inoculum potential, as a result reduction in disease intensity in the crop field. Sanitation prevents the secondary spread of the disease. Sanitation is a phenomenon in which careful removal and destruction of infected plant parts or plant debris is done successfully. In the same way, like plant sanitation, field sanitation is also helpful in management of many plant diseases. Many of the facultative parasites survive on dead plant residue or in the form of dormant structures, which acts as a primary inoculum for the next year's crop, and disease occurs in the field. By the process of field sanitation, the survival and perenniation of dormant structures of the pathogen can be eradicated, can be stopped. Next, hyperparasitism. It is one more method of eradication of the pathogen. Hyperparasitism is a phenomenon in which the growth of the pathogen can be restricted by biological method, that is by the use of other organism. The growth and development of the pathogenic organism stops due to restriction zone formed by the antagonistic organisms which are not harmful to the host plant. The best known cases of hyperparasitism include the bacteriophage, mycoparasites and nematophagous fungi. Example, the fungal genus Cincinnabolus attack those parasitic fungi which causes powdery mildew disease of plants. Good results are obtained by artificial inoculation. There are several fungi which attack rust diseases. Let us see bacteriophages. In the recent years, the scientists discovered a number of phages to manage bacterial plant pathogens such as Agrobacterium, Erwinia, Pseudomonas and Xanthomonas species, etc. But the idea has been failed. Not much success has been obtained in controlling plant diseases caused by bacteria. Next, entomogenous fungi. This entomogenous fungi are also used to manage the disease. It is one of the method of eradication of the pathogen. The fungi which grow in the bodies of insects are termed as entomogenous fungi. Scientists are trying to manage destruction of crops due to insect pests by using entomogenous fungi. There are reports of 100 species of fungi which attack insects, but some entomogenous fungi found host specific and are having broad range of insect hosts. It has found possible to grow the entomogenous fungi in culture media. That example is Entomophthora coronata. It is a fungus which attack aphids and termites. Let us see trap crops. Use of trap crops for the management of disease. It is one of the method of eradication. Certain resistant varieties of plants which produce certain exudates, that the certain phytochemicals that restrict the growth of pathogen are termed as trap crops. The control of disease by using trap crops has got success in case of nematodal diseases. Example, some plants that are not actually susceptible to certain plant parasitic nematodes produce exudates that stimulate hatching of the eggs of those nematodes. The larvae enter these plants but are not able to develop into adults and lay eggs, and finally they die. Such plants are called trap crops. This is all about the eradication.